Two separate leaks just landed within weeks of each other, and nobody has connected them yet. One is a set of dealer-facing listings out of Australia, pointing straight at changes to the 2027 Ranger's engine lineup. The other is an internal Ford order guide that got posted to an enthusiast forum, and it uses one very specific word to describe an engine Ranger buyers rely on right now: deleted. Put those two leaks side by side, and you get a much bigger story than either one tells on its own. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's coming, what's still unconfirmed, and which leaks floating around right now are completely fake, and you'll know it with actual sourcing behind it, not just a confident voice telling you to trust them. Let's start with the Ranger-specific leak, because this is the one most channels are sleeping on. Preliminary dealer-facing listings out of Australia are hinting at real changes to the 2027 Ranger lineup. They suggest 4-cylinder diesel power could return to trims like the XLT and the Wildtrak, trims that currently only offer the 6-cylinder. Those same listings point to a possible new trim, the Wildtrak X, which could replace the current Tremor package entirely. This isn't speculation pulled from thin air. It's dealer inventory data, the kind of information that shows up before a formal announcement because dealers need to start planning stock. That's a genuine leak, specifically about the Ranger, months ahead of anything official from Ford. Now here's where it gets bigger. Separately, a leaked order guide for the 2027 F-150, reportedly dated late July, made its way onto an enthusiast forum. People combing through it noticed the 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, the dependable middle engine that's powered Ford trucks for years, barely appears anywhere. The only place it shows up is under a section literally called deleted, not detuned, not revised. In its place, as the new baseline engine, is a 3.0-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, expected to beat the outgoing engine's 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque by a wide margin. Here's why that matters for your Ranger. That 2.7-liter engine isn't exclusive to the F-150. It's a shared architecture. It powers the Ranger, it powers the Bronco. Automakers don't usually keep an engine alive in a smaller volume truck once they've walked away from it in their best-selling model. It gets expensive fast. Expensive to certify, expensive to service, expensive to justify. So when Ford deletes this engine from its flagship truck, the countdown starts for the Ranger's 6-cylinder lineup too. Think about what that actually means. The current Ranger Raptor already runs a high-output version of that same 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, producing somewhere around 400 horsepower. If Ford slides that engine down into the standard Ranger lineup, the way it's reportedly doing with the F-150, that's not a Raptor-exclusive engine anymore. That's the engine in the truck regular buyers can walk into a dealership and order. Combine that with the leaked dealer listings suggesting a diesel return, and you get a Ranger lineup that's being rebuilt from both ends at once. More power at the top, more efficiency at the bottom. And the current middle ground getting squeezed out entirely. I want to be straight with you about what's confirmed and what isn't, because a lot of channels won't bother. The dealer listings are a real Ranger-specific leak, but they're preliminary and unconfirmed by Ford. The F-150 order guide is a real leak too, but it's F-150 data. The Ranger connection is a strong mechanical and financial inference, not a direct confirmation. I'd rather you know exactly where the solid ground ends than have you repeat any of this as settled fact and get burned later. There's real precedent backing that inference, though. Shared engine platforms almost never split down separate paths for long. When Ford retires an engine from one vehicle in a shared family, the rest of that family has typically followed within a model year or two, not 5 or 6. Keeping different base engine strategies alive across the F-150, Ranger, and Bronco means separate tooling, separate parts inventory, separate technician training, all for an engine already declared obsolete on paper in its highest volume application. That's not sustainable. It's a bridge, not a final destination. And bridges don't stay standing long once the destination is already built. Think about what this would actually mean for someone cross-shopping trucks in 2027. Right now, if you want the 6-cylinder Ranger, you're locked into that engine's fuel trade-offs, whether you want them or not. A returning diesel option changes that math for buyers who tow occasionally but mostly commute. Better range per tank, a different maintenance rhythm. A genuinely different ownership experience, not just a spec sheet footnote. And a Wildtrak X sitting between the current Wildtrak and the Raptor would give Ford a real middle tier it doesn't currently have. More capable than the daily driver trims, without jumping straight to Raptor pricing. That's not a small lineup tweak. That's Ford potentially rebuilding the entire buying decision from the ground up. And the leaks tell us that from two completely independent directions. Now, before you go digging for more on this yourself, you need to hear this part, because it'll save you from getting misled by half the internet. There's been a wave of completely fabricated Ranger rumors lately. And unlike the two leaks we just covered, none of them trace back to an actual document or dealer listing anywhere. Claims about a Ranger Raptor R with a V8 engine. Claims about a Ranger EV launching soon. Ford has directly denied the Raptor R V8 rumor. It stated that variant isn't even under consideration. A lot of this fake information appears to have spread through AI-generated search summaries, which scraped forum speculation and presented it back as settled fact, with no human ever checking whether it actually held up. So if another video confidently tells you the next Raptor is getting a V8, or that a Ranger EV is landing next year, that's not a leak. That's noise wearing a leak's costume. It spreads fast because it sounds exciting, and excitement travels faster than accuracy. It's exactly the kind of thing that makes real reporting, like the two leaks we just walked through, harder for people to trust. Because once viewers get burned by one fake leak, they start doubting the real ones too. That's why I showed you the sourcing on this one, instead of just handing you a headline. So let's pull this together, because here's exactly where things stand heading into the 2027 model year, based on two real, independently sourced leaks. Leaked Australian dealer listings point to the Ranger bringing back 4-cylinder diesel power on select trims, plus a possible new Wildtrak X package replacing the Tremor. Separately, a leaked F-150 order guide shows Ford deleting the shared 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 in favor of a stronger 3.0-liter twin-turbo unit, a change that, given the shared engine architecture, strongly signals a similar shift is coming for the Ranger, even though Ford hasn't confirmed that timeline yet. And running alongside both real leaks, there's a cloud of fake AI-amplified rumors, V8 Raptor R, Ranger EV, that Ford has already shot down, and that you should ignore completely. If you're shopping for a Ranger right now, here's the honest, practical takeaway. If you can wait, waiting looks like it could genuinely pay off. Everything pointing out of Ford right now suggests more power, more configuration choice, and a lineup being restructured from the ground up, not just a fresh coat of paint and a new grille. If you can't wait, that's fine too. None of this makes today's Ranger a bad truck. It just means next year's version could look different under the hood. Ford hasn't issued an official statement on the Ranger's engine lineup yet. That's expected before the truck reaches showrooms, likely alongside the usual late summer model year announcements. And when it happens, I'll break down the real, confirmed numbers. Not forum guesswork, not AI-generated summaries, just what Ford actually puts on paper. If this video helped you separate what's real from what's just noise in the 2027 Ranger conversation, that's exactly the goal of this channel. Cutting through the clickbait to get you the truth before anyone else does, backed by real sourcing instead of guesswork. Subscribe if you want to be first to know the moment Ford makes this official. Drop a comment and tell me which you'd actually want, the extra power from that 3.0-liter twin-turbo or the efficiency of a returning 4-cylinder diesel. And let me know down there if you'd rather see the new Wildtrak X or the current Tremor stick around. I'll see you in the next one.